But that's the one part. Now here's the other part. Now the people that are more reluctant to actually becoming an informant, believe it or not, are people that actually are going to school to become a cop or in the military, some type of government job. But how do you do that is the question. It's really interesting, right? It's called being halfway in it, 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Like you're not becoming an informant. You're not reporting, right? What you see, what you witness, or what can help solve a crime. So why are you in criminology? Like I could see, like if you're just in criminology to become a lawyer, but if you're in criminology to become a cop, then it's not only something that you get a pat on the head to do. It's your job in detail. You know what I'm saying? So like for instance, alright, boom. I'll show you real quick. Okay, so you got two kinds of law enforcement officers, right? You got a detective, whether they're a private detective or not. You got a detective that works for themselves or works for some agency, and then you got a detective that works for a police department, right? But also journalists too, right? Something happens in Pittsburgh, journalists get paid to report this stuff to the news, right? So journalists often help the police. But this guy right here, okay? This guy. Okay, so when you read, you see that this guy is wanted for $5,000, right? He's wanted for $5,000. So he's wanted. It's not like he's wanted for $5 million, let alone $500,000, let alone $50,000. Believe it or not, the more money people are wanted for, the more people are prone to inform on this person right here, right? And it could be any person by any walk of life, but why be in criminology if you're afraid to be labeled an informant? When your average person does it, they just lie about it and say that they don't do it. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this is a job that you're choosing to do to help solve a crime. To either solve a crime yourself, which is never going to happen, or to help solve a crime. You have to sit there and do it, and an investigation has to be open. You don't open that investigation. It's like somebody up here, right? A commissioner, chiefs, mayors, judges. Basically, when somebody's wanted, they're wanted by people up here. Like a judge, a commissioner, mostly a mayor, a commissioner, somebody, some agency up here, and then the chief is responsible for, orchestrating the hunt for these people by law enforcement officers who work for a department, but at the same time, detectives who work for their agencies potentially are also looking for those people because they want that money. They're doing it for a paycheck. So that's why you get into a career. If you want to play football, you want to be in the NFL. That's how you're gonna get your bread and butter. You're gonna run touchdowns. So you don't do it half-heartedly. You don't like, okay, well, I think I'm good enough to play in the NFL. I'm gonna try out for fullback. What do you think, Bob? What do you mean what I think? It doesn't even sound right. You know what I mean? It has to sound like it's literally your whole life. Like this is like you eat, sleep, and number two, this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, why are you playing football? Quit. Seriously, flip burgers, do something that everybody else is doing, because you're not even going to get in the game. You're going to get cut. You're going to embarrass yourself. But if you're doing something like this, you potentially could get killed. Nevertheless, we know you could potentially get killed trying to solve a crime, right? But my question is, why are people who are thinking about doing it, and I have to ask myself this sometimes, like, because people talk you out of doing some of the things that you really want to do, whether it's be a football player, whether it's be a basketball player, whether it's be a rock star, whatever you want to be. Man, you know what, man? I want to fix motorcycles for a living. Why you want to fix motorcycles for a living? That's that Debbie Downer person, right? Every crew has a Debbie Downer person. Okay? Man, you'd be better at just doing this. Why don't you just do this? Motive, right? You know, it's going to be less work if you help this person do whatever, but your passion is that, you know, fix motorcycles. So, meanwhile, on Security Channel, your average person is being an informant. But detectives, right now, like literally, like as early as 3 or 4 hours ago, your earliest birds detectives woke up in the morning and, you know, they're like, damn, who should I look for today? Because they're like actively looking for people like this, right? Now you're not gonna apprehend the person. You can if like you're like really like that high powered of a, like if that's literally what you do, right? But a lead alone can get you $5,000. A lead alone. Somebody like, if you ever seen the movie New Jack City with Chris Tucker, where he played the crackhead Pookie, it's guys like that go talk to the police and they get $500 for saying this guy's in the projects over here. Meanwhile, you're in law school to be a cop, and you're scared to do that because you're scared of what your classmates are going to think of you, and they're not even helping you pay the rent. But some crackhead named Pookie is not scared because it's going to get him his next buzz. It's going to get his addiction, caused his fear to be non-existent. But your passion is not strong enough for you to do what it takes for you to do your job. Just do it. Just literally do it. Because it's really, and I have to tell myself this sometimes, it's really as simple as this. No matter what you want to do in life, you are the company that you keep. So if I want to play football, my company is going to be people that are diehard fans of me or diehard fans of football, or don't mind their buddy talking about football all day. Or having a reputation of, hey, I just woke up this morning and I'm like studying how to, you know, locate somebody. You know what I mean? Like, nah, shit, I don't mind. Like, it's cool. I'm a journalist. I work for ABC. That doesn't bother me. So believe it or not, cops often are friends with journalists. Like, they don't, like, it's, you don't have to be like a big newscaster like Al Roker from Good Morning America. Like, local newscasters, people that work for local newspapers, journalists, that's where they get all their leads. Like, yo, let me call up Bob to see if he heard anything. Hey, yo, you hear anything about this, you know, Eduardo popping up anywhere? Eduardo who? Oh, the Maricorn guy. Nah. Alright, well, if you do, let me know. You know what I mean? Because you're not obviously going to look for the guy like that. Like, there's a way you go about it, right? But you got guys like, you know how popular that TV show Dog the Bounty Hunter is? Since Dog the Bounty Hunter TV show came out, there are so many people that are like, yo, with the business, like with the the S. Like there are people that are really like that. Like, how do you get a job like that? You gotta want to do it, and you can't be afraid of what people think. Otherwise, you're never gonna do it. You're really never gonna do it. So in other words, there's so many people that thought, and everybody knows this. A lot of people say this, that thought they were gonna be a cop last year, but this year they're like, I don't even know why I was thinking that. That was the craziest thing ever. It's so painful, it's so humiliating, it's so devastating. Yeah, it is. Meanwhile, Pookie just got $500 just for informing somebody, and he already smoked up what he got $500 for. And did it help the police locate the person? It could have. Did they get away? There's a very good chance. But still, you still literally get paid. So, believe it or not, this is the funny part of what I'm saying. You don't really get paid unless you're really adamant about getting what you deserve for being an informant, right? Just in the same breath as you don't get paid for being a detective if you don't look at yourself like a detective. If you're really doing the work of Sherlock Holmes and you look at yourself as less than Watson, you're not going to get the $5,000. It's going to go to whoever really, it's going to go to whoever's in the ear of whoever's making the decisions. Like, yo, chief, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was out there beating the streets for this guy. How's this guy going to get the $5,000? I don't write the checks, man. I just dish them out. I can't believe it. Right? Right. So, don't be Watson today. Be a real detective. And being a detective starts in law school, even before you get the job. Your homework is an investigative report. Okay? Kinesiology is the minor. Criminology is the major. So either you're in or you're out. But don't let somebody like Pookie have more heart than you when he's doing it as his only option to get high. And you're doing this because this makes you tick. Alright? It's good money. Some journalist is doing it anyway. Journalists have more heart than a lot of people who think they're going to be cops, because a lot of people who think they're going to be cops or are in the role are doing it to impress their girlfriend or who they want to be their girlfriend or their boyfriend, or some dream that they have at night when they're laying in their bed like, oh my God, I can see myself doing what Bruce Willis did in Die Hard. When I graduate, it's going to be so cool. I'm going to be jumping from building to building and catch guys like on SVU. No, you're not. No, you're not, dog. No, you're not. You're not going to do it if you can't take rejection. And that's basically what I'm talking about. Really, like, rejection, scrutiny. And it kind of has to be like white noise to you. And not even kind of. It literally has to be white noise. And Dave Goggins, the Army Ranger that's always on YouTube, says it all the time. No matter what you want to do in life, there's always going to be Debbie Downers. Like, I don't get why this person thinks they're going to be some motorcycle mechanic like it's easy. They're going to mess up somebody's motorcycle and they're going to be PO'd. And, they're going to get their butt whooped for messing up somebody's motorcycle and getting them killed. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, these things right here, literally keep them on all the time whenever those people are around, and when they're not around, you take them out and you find that one person. Like, you know in Batman, the first one, Michael Keaton, like, he didn't necessarily get that one reporter annoyed the crap out of him, but he could stomach him. You know, like he kind of, you know what I mean. That's all. That's the moral to the story. Somebody's doing that right now. So let's rehash this real quick. What do you do as a detective or a law enforcement? Not a law enforcement officer. What do you do as a detective, or even as a forensics officer who's trying to get their first paid internship? You know what you do? You pick up the phone, you look up detectives, and not 911. Like, you call actually, like, the detective agency, or, you know what, better than that. Let me rephrase that. You send emails, okay? You look for people that are actually accepting applications or looking for them, and you send them an email. Hey, yo, check this out. I'm about to graduate this year, whatever, this target date. I'm looking for a paid internship. I'm really good at what I do when it comes to this, that, and the third. Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, all right, sure, no problem. Boom, boom. Sure, no problem. But then you gotta either do it yourself by taking a template and making a contract, or find somebody who knows how to create contracts, like a lawyer or something like that, or whatever. And this is what you do. You work contract based, because if you don't do that, you're gonna wait for them to give you a contract or some sort of binding agreement, and they're not gonna do that. It has to come from you. You have to be like, all right, boom, okay, for me helping you do this, I want paid by the hour instead of by the case. Or if any liabilities, whatever, you know what I mean? And then boom, there you go. You know what I'm saying? You literally call people. You place calls like, yo, you hear anything, da-da-da-da-da. And you also study clues. You study the news, you watch the news, etc., etc. So, yeah, welcome to law school, buddy. I hope you can handle rejection, because you're going to get it by the spoonful.